हाय। इस वीडियो में हम कवर करेंगे पॉलिसी टाइप्स। ओके, सो पब्लिक पॉलिसी इज वन ऑफ द कंपोनेंट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एक्शन। ओके, थ्रू द पॉलिसी गवर्नमेंट टेक द एक्शन। ओके, दिस सेक्शन डिस्क्राइब हाउ पॉलिसीज कैन बी categorized by type. Okay, so Lowy has persuasively urged that there are three primary types of policy, that is distributive, redistributive and regulatory. All public policies according to Lowy are coercive. Okay, coercive because they seek to alter individual and social conduct. So let's see one by one. Okay, distributive policy. Distributive policies are in general term policies that are intended to grant some sort of benefit to a particular interest group or other well defined relatively small group of beneficiary. Okay, so this distributive policy mainly distribute the welfare. So example of distributive policy include the food relief, okay, farm subsidies and scholarship to the student belonging to weaker section of the community and so on. So legislation regarding the implementation of the any policy or scheme is likely to be quite specific and allow little administrative discretion. सो ऐसी पॉलिसी जो जनरल टर्म्स के लिए यूज हो जाती है, बट उसका जो इंटेंट होता है मेनली उसका जो जो पॉलिसी का जो मकसद होता है दैट इज गिविंग सम बेनिफिट, ओके, टू पर्टिकुलर इंटरेस्ट। ओके, मतलब पर्टिकुलर इंटरेस्ट ग्रुप और वेल डिफाइंड। ओके, मतलब किसी स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप के लिए। ओके, वॉट एवर द बेनिफिट विल बी प्रोवाइडेड दैट कम अंडर द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव पॉलिसी. Then second is the redistributive policy. So the redistributive policy are characterized by the action intended to manipulate the allocation of the wealth, prosperity, personal or civil rights, okay, or some other value atom among social class or racial group. For example, redistribution policy include welfare for the person with disability. Okay, so disability act which was in force in February 1996 deal with the both, okay, prevention and protection aspect of the rehabilitation of the person with disability. Then civil rights protection of Civil Rights Act 1955 provides punishment for the practice of untouchability, okay, for the social minorities, aid to poor, school and so on. So these all are the mainly redistributive. This redistributive policy is mainly for the any specific class, okay, any specific class or society, and this is mainly for the general nature, but the it is not concerned with the any belongingness, okay, in the sense of the racial group. Okay, this is mainly about the racial group or social class, but this is not about the social class or racial group, it is the general in terms. Okay, so this is distributive and this is redistributive policy. Then second is third is the regulatory policy. Regulatory policies generally are policies that are intended to govern the conduct of business. Okay, they seek to alter individual behavior directly by imposing the standard on regulated industries and such more likely to arouse controversy. So private interest may be significantly constrained or have compliance most, okay, compliance cost imposed upon them by regulatory action. So organizational like the Competition Commission of India, okay, then Bar Council of India, Pharmacy Council of India and Nursing Council of India are the example of regulatory agency intended to protect the standard of their respective profession. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, Reserve Bank of India, Security and Exchange Board of India and so on, okay, engage in the regulatory activity. ये सभी mainly regulators है. Okay, these all are the regulators. और ये किसके ऊपर रेगुलेशन डालते हैं, इनके ऊपर. सो मेनली जो रेगुलेटरी पॉलिसी होती है वो किसी पर्टिकुलर, ओके, पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को किस तरीके से चलाना चाहिए, ओके, ऑन विच रेगुलेटरी policies that organization will be, okay, regulate. So that is come under the regulation policy. This is mainly for the organizations, okay, and these all two policies are for the people, okay, for the common people, and this regulatory policy is mainly mentioned for the organizations. Okay, so now the constituent policy issues. Okay, so later Lowy added another type, that is constituent policy issue, the setting up of the or the reorganization of institution. Each of these policy issue forms, okay, a different power arena. However, it may be mentioned here that Lowy view of policy as a function of policy has been criticized over a simplistic methodologically, okay, methodologically suspected and prone to be testability. Okay, this is mainly the criticism. Then conflict policy issues. In a place of lobby for policy type, okay, cops and elder propose an alternative classification of policy issue in terms of the conflict rather than the content. Their focus is on the way in which conflict is created and managed. To them, conflict may arise between the two or more groups, okay, over the issue relation to their distribution of positive, okay, or distribution of the positions or the resources, and may be created by the situation जैसे कि unfairness, okay, or bias in the distribution of the position or resource, okay. इन बेस पे क्या होता है, कॉम्प्लीट होता है between the two or more groups, okay. अगर unfairness हुआ, okay, that time also. Then framing on the issue for the personal group, okay, personal or group gain, okay. Then unanticipation human events, natural disaster, international conflict, war and technology change. तो इन मेनली, ओके, रीजन के बेस पे कॉम्प्लीट होता है बिटवीन द टू और मोर ग्रुप्स. देन bargaining policy issues. There are other exponents who have characterized the policy issue on the basis of cost and benefit. For example, Hogwood, okay, and William use the criteria for cost and benefit from the point of view of the possibility of different outcome, okay, form of bargaining and complete the range of other alternatives. So there are redistribution or cut issue which are involve bargaining over who get what, okay, and who get more and who get less. So for Wilson in 1973 criticized of the cost and benefit may be concentrated or dispersed, okay, an issue which may have very concentrated benefit to small section of the society but whose costs are widely dispersed is a different, okay, is a different kind to those, okay, to the one that may be for a greater happiness of the greatest number. However, such types involve cost and benefit exclusive important dimension of complexity and technical knowledge, okay. So Lowy idea of policy type are quite influential because he approached policies not merely as output of the government but as a something that is shaped and is shaped by political conflict, okay. तो किस तरह से जो पॉलिसी से वो बनती है, ओके. तो जैसे फर्स्ट टाइप है द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पॉलिसी, ओके, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव पॉलिसी में इन जनरल सेंस डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है, वेलफेयर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है गवर्नमेंट. देन रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट पॉलिसी दैट इज द फॉर द स्पेसिफिक क्लास, ओके, सोशल क्लास और रेशियल ग्रुप के लिए जो पॉलिसी बनी जाती है. रेगुलेटरी पॉलिसी फॉर एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ओके, टू रेगुलेट दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन द पॉलिसी इज फ्रेम. देन constitution policies here mainly mention the criticism of the lobby, okay. देन कॉम्प्लीट पॉलिसी इश्यूज क्या होता है, जब किसी भी ग्रुप में टू और मोर ग्रुप में कॉम्प्लीट होता है तो उसके बेस पे एक नई पॉलिसी आती है, ओके. एंड देन कॉम्प्लीट किसके बेस पे होता है, मेनली अनफेयरनेस के बेस पे, ओके. देन फ्रेमिंग ऑफ एन इशू फॉर द पर्सनल और ग्रुप गेन, ओके, किसी पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप गेन या पर्टिकुलर पर्सनल के अपने स्वार्थ के लिए, ओके, क्या होती है, पॉलिसी आती है तो उसमें भी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है. देन एंटिसिपेशन ऑफ ह्यूमन इवेंट्स, नेचुरल डिजास्टर हो गया, ओके. देन इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, इसके बेस पे भी क्या होता है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है बिटवीन द ग्रुप्स एंड देन द न्यू पॉलिसी विल बी कम. देन बार्गेनिंग policy issues. So these all are about the roles, actually the types of policies, okay. So now we will conclude this chapter with the conclusion. So now start. Public policy is an important area for study and practice, okay. Since the emergence of the public policy is a field of inquiry, it has expanded in theoretical scope and application. A significant part of the study of public policy consists of the development of scenario and extrapolation of contemporary trend. Public policy is not only concerned with the description or explanation of the cause and consequences of the government activity but also the development of scientific knowledge, okay, about the force shaping the public policy. So the study of public policy help us understand the social ill, okay, on the subject under the study. So policies do not do more than effective change in the social condition. They also hold people together to maintain order order line in the state. Okay, so public policy is a domestic public policy, okay, of the of the democratic country are important device and mechanism for moving social and economical system from past to the future. Okay, so this is all about the policy, its type, its, okay, मीनिंग देखा सबसे पहले, सिग्निफिकेंस, नेचर, ओके, रोल एंड एट लास्ट हम देखे इसके टाइप्स. ओके, so this is all about the public policy. Okay, in the next video we will cover the chapter number 2, that is the public policy models. Okay, हम different type of model पढ़ेंगे, okay, about the public policy. So that's all for this video. Thank you, bye bye.